Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Valerie, and today we're going to be trying out some new Milani products. I have their new eyeshadow palettes, their new highlighter palette, a new liquid lip color, and their new translucent setting powder. So I also threw in a few other products that are by Milani in here that I have tried before and that I really love. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this makeup look, then please keep on watching. So as you can tell, I went ahead and did my foundation and I primed and all that, and I went ahead and did my brows as well, just to save a little bit of time. And plus the products that I used for foundation, primer, and brows, they're not Milani, so I went ahead and decided not to do them on camera anyway. But the products that I have on my brows and my foundation and all that, I'll have that listed down below as well, so you can see what I have on my face. But now I'm going to conceal. I am going to go in with this Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer in the shade Medium. It's not the best concealer in the drugstore, but I do like it. I'm going to use this one just because it's Milani, and just for the sake of this video, I want to use as many Milani products as possible. So I'm going to apply this on my dark circles. I'm also going to apply this on my eyelid. Ooh, I added too much. I'm also going to apply this on my eyelid to act as a primer for the eyeshadow. And blend it out with the sponge. So as you can tell, it's super brightening and it has really nice coverage. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit on my nose and on my forehead just to highlight that area. I prefer to apply this concealer straight on my hand because that little ball at the end doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm just going to blend out. I just put a little bit on my forehead and my nose, so I'm just going to blend it out. Also, I forgot to mention that this is not a new product. This has been out for a while. Like I said earlier, I want to use as many Milani products. That's why I went in with this concealer. Now I'm going to go in with one of the newer products. This is the Make It Last Translucent Powder in 03 Banana. I'm really excited to try this. Here's what the packaging looks like. So you twist off the top, and here is what the inside of it looks like. So there is a powder. Again, this is in the shade 03 Banana. It's not too yellow. It's just like the perfect creamy banana shade. So I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and pick up some product and apply it to my under eyes. My nose, my cupid's on my chin. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell you that the powder is very fine. When you touch it, it feels very thin. It feels very nice and silky when you touch it, so I like that. I do love the color of this banana shade. It's not too yellow. A lot of my banana powders that I've tried out in the past are super yellow, but I really like this color. It's yellow, but it's creamy. It's like a creamy yellow shade, so I really like the shade of this. So I'm going to let that sit and bake for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my eyeshadow. So I have two of the new Milani eyeshadow palettes. Oh, by the way, everything that I'm using today I purchased at my local Walmart. So just to let you know, all of this is available at Walmart. So here is the Bold Obsessions eyeshadow palette. Here is the inside of the palette. There is 12 shades in total. There is a total of 6 shimmery shades, 3 satins, and 3 mattes. This palette is just so beautiful. I'm really excited to try this. And here is the Most Love Mattes palette. It's the exact same packaging as the Bold Obsessions palette. Here is the inside of the palette. They're all mattes. There's 12 shades in total as well. I really love the mixture of cool tones and warm tones in this palette. So here are the palettes right next to each other. Here is the Bold Obsessions, and here is the Most Love Mattes. I did purchase both of these eyeshadow palettes at my local Walmart for $14.98, so basically $15. They do have these available on the Milani website, but they retail for $20 on there. So if you want to save $5, definitely get them at your local Walmart. They are a little bit pricey for drugstore, but honestly, the look and feel of these eyeshadow palettes, they feel really nice. They remind me a little bit of the NARS packaging. I don't know if you have seen the NARS eyeshadow palettes that kind of look like this. They look a lot like it, and they feel really nice and sturdy. And they do have a really nice large mirror in the palette. So I really love this packaging. $15–20 is a little pricey for drugstore, but honestly, the feel and look of these eyeshadow palettes look very high-end. So first, to start off my eye look, I'm going to take the Most Loved Matte eyeshadow palette. I'm going to pick up the shade right here. This is called Fancy Vanilla. And I'm going to use this shade to set my eyelid. Now I'm going to take a fluffy blending brush and I'm going to take the shade Catch a Tan. Now I'm going to apply this in my crease. Ooh, that is pigmented. Okay. Whoa. Now I'm going to take the Bold Obsessions eyeshadow palette and I'm going to take the shade Sweet as Honey. I'm going to take it with the same blending brush and sticking that in the crease. Alright, so going back to the Most Loved Mattes palette, I'm going to take the shade Hiking in Sedona with my Morphe M441 brush, and I'm just picking a little bit of this eyeshadow up with my brush and sticking this right in my outer V. I'm going to take the blending brush and just blend it out a little. Y'all, these eyeshadows blend out so nicely. Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed. Oh my god. They're so pigmented, you barely have to dip your brush into these eyeshadows. They're just so nice so far. I'm really, really impressed. Alright, to deepen up my crease a little bit, I'm going to take Chocolate is Life. I'm sticking that right in my outer V. So far with the matte shades, I'm really, really impressed with. They blend out so nicely and they're so pigmented. You don't have to dip into them a lot. So for the shimmer shade, oh my goodness, y'all, the shimmery shades are so, oh my goodness, they're so pigmented. Look at this. So I barely dipped into them and look at how pigmented they are. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with a concealer. This is totally optional, but this is just what I do every time I do my eyeshadow. I grab a little bit of concealer with a brush and I just apply it to the area where I didn't apply the matte shades. So basically like cutting my crease, but only in the inner part of my eyelid. I don't touch anything on my outer part of my eye. Now I'm going to take the golden shade from the Bold Obsessions palette. This is in the shade Gold Getter. And I'm applying that right on top. Alright, so there is a little bit of fallout with this eyeshadow. I'm going to apply it right with my finger. Oh yeah. So you do get a lot of fallout using a brush with the shimmery shade. So I went ahead and applied it with my finger just because you get more product onto your eye that way. Now with my finger, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Blazing Hot. It's like a gorgeous coppery shade. I'm going to stick this right in the center. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this shade, which is called Brunettes Have Fun. I'm going to apply this shade in my crease area as well, just to deepen it up a little bit more. Go ahead and line my eyes with the Lottie London Wing Woman Felt Tip Eyeliner. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and dust off the powder under my eye. Alright, so I went ahead and put on my mascara, lashes, and I went ahead and bronzed up and contoured my face as well. All the products will be listed down below, just so you know. Now we're going to go ahead and finish off the eyes. I'm going to go back into the Most Loved Mattes palette. And I'm going to take this shade right here, which is called Catch a Tan. And I'm going to stick this right in my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade Hiking in Sedona. Now I'm going to take a thin pencil brush and I'm going to take the shade Chocolate is Life. And I'm going to run that right through my lower lashes as well. Alright, so now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take the Waterproof Cream Color by Anastasia in the shade Honey. This is just a matte nude waterproof cream color. I like to use it as eyeliner for my waterline. As most of y'all know, there are eyeliner pencils that are nude, but I don't have one right now. So I love using this because it is waterproof and it stays in your waterline. I really, really, really love this stuff. So I did this in my previous look and I loved the look of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again today. So now we're going to go in with blush. I'm going to take the Baked Powder Blush in the shade Bellisimo Bronze. Here's a swatch of it. It's so pretty. You can see that it's shimmery, but on the cheeks it doesn't look as shimmery. So I really, really like this blush. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this to the cheeks. So you can see it's just a gorgeous peachy shade. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this baked bronzer in the shade 05 Soleil. And I'm just going to apply this all over my face where I want to look more bronzy. So my forehead. I'm going to put a little bit on my cheeks as well. Down my nose. Now going back into the Bold Obsessions eyeshadow palette, I'm going to take this light pearly shimmery shade, which is called Sands of Time, with a thin brush. And I'm just going to apply this in my inner corner. I'm going to apply a little bit on my brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and wing out my eyeliner really quick. I haven't done this in a while. Now I'm going to set my entire face with the Milani Makeup Dewy 16 Wear Setting Spray. I love this stuff. It smells so good. I'm going to put my hair back a little. For highlighter, I'm going to take this new Milani Stellar Lights highlighter palette in the shade 03 Glow. Here is what the highlighter palette looks like. It's stunning. I'm going to take a highlighting brush. So it comes with a pearl shade, a more golden tone shade, and a more rose gold shade. I cannot wait to put this on my face. So I'm going to take this middle shade right here, which is more of the gold champagne shade. I barely tapped into it, and that's how much I got on my brush. Now I'm going to apply it on my cheeks. Oh. I'm going to take a thin brush and I'm going to do an exclamation point on my nose. Ooh, that is super bright. I always see Carly Rebel doing this and it looks amazing on her. Let's go in a little bit with this light shade. It's a little too light for my liking, but I'm going to apply a little bit right here just to have a brighter highlight. So now for the last part, the lips. Believe it or not, I don't own any Milani lip liners. I know, I need to get on that. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with the BH Cosmetics Waterproof Lip Liner in the shade Nude. Now I'm going to take one of these Amore matte lip creams in the shade Hottie. I do believe this is a newer shade. I hope I like the shade. It might be a little bit too light. But I love the Amore matte lip creams. They're some of my favorite liquid lipsticks from the drugstore. They're really nice. They smell amazing. They smell like cupcakes. They smell really, really good. Cupcake frosting, I should say. But yeah, definitely a little too light. I'm going to blend it out with my finger. I'll fix my hair really quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so I am finished with this makeup look. I love how it turned out. I love everything about this makeup look. I'm so impressed with all the new Milani products that I tried out. I know I mentioned some other Milani products that I have tried out before and that I really do like. The only product that I'm not too crazy about that I used in this video is the concealer. The only thing I don't like about this concealer is that it creases really quickly. So I do really love the coverage that this concealer gives. I do use it every now and then, but it's not my ultimate favorite drugstore concealer. There are better concealers in the drugstore that are better than this one. I just wanted to use it in this video today because I wanted to use as much Milani products as possible. The new products that are brand new to the Milani line are the eyeshadow palettes, the highlighter palette, the translucent setting powder, and the Milani Amore Matte liquid lipstick. I have tried these and they do have a line of these liquid lipsticks in the drugstore, but this shade in particular is newer. So I am going to give you a bit of an overview on the newer products. So starting off with the translucent setting powder in 03 Banana. I really like this powder. It's very fine and silky and it does brighten the under eye really nicely. Yeah, I feel like paired with a different concealer, I will love this powder, but just because it's with this one, I don't really like it because I do see a little bit of creasing on my under eyes, but I know it's because of this concealer. Up next, the eyeshadow palettes. You guys, these eyeshadow palettes are really nicely. So I'm going to start off with the Most Loved Mattes. This eyeshadow palette is so beautiful. I love the variety of shades in here. You get your warm tones, your cool tones, and your neutral tones. They're so nice and pigmented and buttery. They blend out so beautifully. These eyeshadows are amazing. Here are some swatches. I'm just so impressed by these eyeshadows. They're so easy to blend. They're so pigmented and I'm just loving this palette. As for the Bold Obsessions eyeshadow palette, I really enjoy as well. You get your cool tones, your warm tones, and your neutral tones. The variety of shades in here are really nice. I love that you get shimmery shades, matte shades, and satin shades in here. I will say this, the only complaint that I have is that if you decide to use a brush with the shimmery shades, you do get a lot of fallout. I do prefer to apply the shimmery shades with my finger just because I feel like they stick onto your eye a lot better and they're more vibrant that way. Again, they're super pigmented, buttery, creamy. And here are a few swatches from the Bold Obsessions palette. If I had to tell you to pick up one of them, honestly, I don't know which one I would choose. I would probably choose the Most Loved Mattes palette just because matte shades are really important when creating an eye makeup look. I feel like matte shades are really important for the crease and transitioning and all of that. So I'll definitely say to pick up the Most Loved Mattes. But if you can, definitely pick up both of them because I think they're really great drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I know I'm going to use these a lot when I do my makeup. They're so nice. I'm just so impressed with these eyeshadow palettes. Next I have the highlighter palette in the shade Rose Glow. You guys, this is a must have. Look at how blinding these highlighters are. What I really love about these highlighters is that they're shimmery in the pan, but when you apply it on your face, they're not shimmery at all. Like they don't have that loose glitter or anything like that. There are some swatches for you. Just look at that. I'm barely touching these highlighters and they're so pigmented. There are some swatches right there. I love that you have your pearl shade, your gold shade, and your rose gold shade. The combo of colors in here are really beautiful. And I love that you can mix and match. I love how blinding these highlighters are, but honestly, I love that they don't emphasize any texture. I know a lot of highlighters that are super blinding can emphasize a lot of texture on your face. I'm very dry, so I do have texture on my face, and these don't emphasize any texture whatsoever. So I'm really loving this. I do believe that this retails around $11 to $12. Definitely worth every penny. These highlighters are just so beautiful. Now, as for the Amore Matte Lip Cream, like I mentioned before, I have tried these before and I really love how comfortable they are on the lips. I love this formula. They're some of my favorite liquid lipsticks from the drugstore. This is in the shade Hottie. I do really like this shade. The only thing is I probably won't wear this by itself. I would need it paired with a lip liner just because I need that dimension to my lips. Paired with the lip liner, I think it's really pretty, but honestly, if this was just by itself, I would probably hate it since it's really light. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media. I have an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and a Snapchat. I'll have all that listed down below so you can go follow me on there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.